We woke that morning in Chinguetti, expecting another clear day in the Sahara. Instead, we opened the door to a world that had turned orange. The sun hung overhead as nothing more than a pale white disk behind a veil of dust. Streets, buildings, palm trees. Even the air itself had become the color of the desert. Visibility had dropped to just a few hundred meters. None of us realized it then, but we had woken inside one of the largest Saharan dust storms of recent years. Over the 30th and 31st of March 2026, powerful winds lifted millions of tons of desert dust high into the atmosphere. The storm stretched for well over 1,000 kilometers across northern Africa, from Algeria and Mauritania towards Morocco and Western Sahara, before continuing out across the Atlantic towards the Canary Islands. It was so immense that weather satellites watched it unfold from space, while, down on the ground, all we knew was that our little corner of the world had disappeared into orange. Our camel trek had already been arranged, so we wrapped scarves around our faces and walked through Chinguetti to meet our camel handlers. They, of course, seemed completely unfazed. For them, this was simply another day in the desert. As we walked beyond the last houses, I found myself watching the camels emerge from the orange haze. Everything about them is built for this environment. Their broad two-toed feet spread their weight across the sand like natural snowshoes, preventing them from sinking where a horse would struggle. Each step flexes into the surface before lifting away again, carrying them with a soft, surprisingly graceful stride across dunes that seem almost impossible to cross. Even their faces tell the same story. Long eyelashes shield their eyes from blowing sand. They can narrow their nostrils almost shut against the dust. Thick lips allow them to browse thorny shrubs that most animals avoid. They aren't merely surviving here, they are perfectly engineered for it. Once aboard, we bounced awkwardly on top of them, clutching our saddles and peering through scarves into a landscape that seemed to have lost its horizon. The dunes faded into the sky faded into the dust. There was no line separating one from the other. It's extraordinary to realize that while we were riding camels through an orange wilderness, satellites hundreds of kilometers above the Earth were watching the same storm sweep across an entire continent. From space, it looked immense. From the back of a camel, it simply felt like the whole world had been swallowed by the desert.